D, wait for it, Lightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished Titans, season 4, episode 7. And in all honesty, it wasn't that great. There was like one problematic thing at the end, which I really wish it's the Tim Drake stuff and him with Brandon or whatever his name is. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they made a 16-year-old have like a relationship with a at least 20-year-old, and it's very problematic because the kid is 16. And I'm sorry, like I wish they wouldn't have done it. Like I'm fine with the whole, man on man relationship thing. That part doesn't bother me. It's just you can't not think that this kid is in high school still, and you're just like, I don't think the writers really thought about this before they did it. They were just like, oh yeah, it's going to be progressive. And you're like, it's a little bit of Maps perspective, if you know what I'm saying. But besides that, it's just the writing is not very good on this show. I've always thought that this show in seasons past had started out pretty solid and then just flopped at the end, like hardcore. Yeah, that's basically my stance on this. And I just wish that they would have tried to elevate the writing. I see, if you look at shows like Superman and Lois, I think the writing there is really solid. And I just don't understand why you couldn't, what's so hard about hiring a writer or writers that can write a show that's at least decent. I mean, this show can be decent at times, but I mean, most of the time I feel like they're just wasting time. All right, I'm going to get into this breakdown and everything. I'm sorry, I'm not really enthusiastic about it because this show is not blowing my mind or anything like that. But before I get started on this breakdown, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we usually get shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right. Now that I got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started on this breakdown? So it starts how the last episode ended, and there's Mother Mayhem, and out of this pool of uterine gulab steps Brother Blood, and he's all covered in nastiness, and he's naked, and she puts him in a robe, and she's like, "You all right, my son?" And she's like, "These are your followers." And he's like, "Rise." And she's like, "You will bring forth Trigon," or some crap like that. And then these guys, they wake up, but I'm not quite sure if they're in an alternate reality or exactly what's going on, but they're all, not knocked out. Oh, she's in white. Yeah, she's in white, which is so annoying. And they're like, what happened to us? And she's like, we were in the death realm or some crap like that. She's like, this boy saved us. And then she's like, oh, I should have killed him when I had the chance. And he's like, don't do that to yourself. And then he's all like, she's right. He's like, we should have taken him out when we had the chance and everything. And he's like, we're not going to do this kind of thing. And so she picks up this thing, which is what Jinx like turned into or whatever. And she's like, Jinx sacrificed herself to save us, you guys. And she's like, I can send her spirit into a new realm or a better realm or some crap like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter anyways. I really didn't care for the Jinx character. And then he's like, there's something in here. And he smashes the ground. He pulls out this suitcase and he's like, it's from Lex. So they find that journal that was in episode 1. And he's like, this is for you, Dick. You're a detective. He's like, the rest is for me. So he gets the book and they start looking at it. It talks about the prophecy and all that stuff, but they can't read it. So they got to go to somebody that is just random or whatnot. And she's got her powers back, and he's all like, do you think he's gone? And she's like, he wouldn't leave crypto behind forever. And then I can't remember what they talk about here. But he's talking about texting his mom and his dad back. And she's like, you need to text them back. They're going to be worried, yada, yada, yada. And me, I'm just like, I don't care. Like, in all honesty, I just don't care, you guys. It's just, Yeah, it's just so he goes and he's like, I know this person. She knows linguistics from whatever her race is, whatever her species is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. To Klingon. She's like, Klingon's not a real language. And he's like, try telling her that. And he's like, in fact, don't tell her that. And I just want to be like, no, it's a real language. I mean, it's only spoke by fake people, but if it's an entire language that people can actually sit and learn, it's actually a real language, honey. So, I mean, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So she goes in here and you got this lady, and they could have picked somebody from the comic books. I don't know if this lady is, but they don't mention her, or if they do mention her name, I don't remember. Anyways, she's like, oh, you don't smell like sulfur, so the rumors must be. Anyways, she's all like, give me the book, and I can't remember. She's talking about a prophecy. You got to find the horn of Trigon, and then if you use it for bad ways, you can bring Trigon into this world. But if you use it, you can stop Trigon from coming into this world or some crap like that. Okay. So then I'm just gonna skip past this because I literally don't care. And so they're like, we gotta find Trigon's horn. So they're trying to figure it out, and they figure out that it's numbers and letters mixed together to figure out where it is on the map. And they figure it out. It's right there. Okay. So so he goes to this space, and he opens the door, and inside, and this is Mercer, Miss Mercer. I think that's who she is. Yeah. She's like, you could have just rang the doorbell and everything. And he's all like, and she gives him, she's just like, your father did something for me that nobody else ever did. A woman of color, people like me. And I'm all like, okay, great. She's all like, here, I'm giving you information that your friends don't have. You can either take that back to your friends, or you can use it. This is your legacy. Lex Corp is your legacy. So they're driving, and I don't remember what she says here. I don't care. They can't find it here. And then in comes Brandon or Patrick. What is his name? Adorable. And he's all like, they're all like, all right, we're going. He's like, I'm going to ride with Patrick or Preston. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't text you. And he's like, I'm sorry I didn't respond to you. And he's like, not responding is a response. And so they're driving. Oh, oops, I forgot to show the sign. Hold on, let's get back. Hold on, let me play this for 2 seconds. And they see this sign. Okay, so Paul's Folly, and that's the town. And she's like, it's not on the map. And so they're driving, and he's basically like, let's just be friends and everything. And I'm all like, yeah, just be friends, because you are a grown adult and that is a child, and it's inappropriate. And then they disappear into nowhere. I'm like, what? So then they're in this town, and they pull over at they go into this diner, and this chick is freaked out, like right off the bat. And they're like, hey, what's good here? And she's all like, the only thing we're known for is our crappy minds and our date milkshakes. And he's like, we'll have some. She's like, 3. Okay, great. So, and he's like, and a cup of coffee, a big one. And so they got no cell phone service. She brings it back, but she spills everything. And she's like, sorry. And so everybody drinks drinky. And she gets a ticket. And the sheriff's all like, you can't bring a big hoss in here. And he's like, hey, I'm from Detroit. I used to be a detective there. He's like, listen, I'm looking. He's chosen whatever. She's trying to leave, but when she does, it like moves. Like, hold on, let me just show you. Hold on, I'll show you how it moves. And whenever she steps forward, it moves like that, And she's getting all woozy. So he's all like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm looking for we're doing antiques. He's like, what kind of antiques? He's like, heirlooms and stuff. He's like, listen, I get off in about an hour. We going to you like whiskey? And he's like, oh, you're a mind reader. I'm like, is he trying to fuck? Because it seems like he's trying to fuck. And I'm all like, okay, whatever. And so she's feeling woozy, and she gets back in the bus because they're like, it's there, but we can't get to it. So she's feeling woozy, so they get her on the bus. And then she follows, because she stayed behind. Raven stayed behind to see about the waitress, because the waitress is all freaked out. And so she follows her, and there's this guy, and he grabs her, and she's like, hey, let her go. She's like, it's my dad. And she's like, he shouldn't grab you like that. And she poisoned her because then she passes out. Because he was all like, did you put it in her drink? And he's like, we only have one shot at this. So she's all tied up, and she's like, don't move. I don't know why I gave her an accent. She's all like, they're all like, you're the son of Trigon, or you're your friend is the son of Trigon. She's like, he's not. We're looking for the horn. We can get you out of here. I'm the daughter of Trigon. And then she's like, the prophecy didn't say anything about a daughter. And she's all like, yeah. She's like, I can get you out of here, but I need to find my friends and that horn. And he's like, horn or not, you better get us out of here. Cause she's like, he's like, if we fail at this, we're dead. And she's like, I'd rather be dead than stuck in this town. So they get her out. They're doing this thing and they can't get a reading from the satellites or whatever. And he's banging on the thing. I do that too. I bang on equipment when it doesn't work. I get it from my father. He's like, can I have that back? And then this dummy takes out the battery. Like, why? I mean, it was just something for them to do. Because they're stupid. I do not like this actor. I don't think he's very good, but whatever. It's fine. And so he's like, I was just going to get some readings. Like, here, take this, weird reading thing. He's like, just try not to break it this time. So they go, and he's like, I feel like we should be looking for them. He's like, there's nothing else we can do for this night. So let's just get some rest. So they go in here, and he's like, you want one room or two? And he's like, two. So they go in, and he unlocks the adjoining door. And then when he hears it, he's all like, what? So then he unlocks the adjoining door also. And then he goes in, and he's like, I want to be more than friends. And he's like, me too. And then they start making out. And I'm all like, this kid that I'm blocking right now is 16. Okay. This is inappropriate. And the writers really should have known that when they were writing this, and made him like of college age. Because even if let's say he's a senior in high school, that's still 17 years old is high school. Usually most high school seniors are 17. It's just inappropriate. It's just inappropriate and illegal. So back at the town, then Dick goes to the sheriff's office. He's like, Sheriff, you in here? He opens up this cabinet to see if the horn's in there and doesn't close it all the way. Or no, maybe he does, huh? Anyway, so he goes to look for the sheriff. He's like, Dick Grayson. And he's like, hey, he's like, you let yourself in. He's like, the door was open. He's like, the cabinet wasn't. So basically he's like, you ready to tussle? So they tussle. And they finally like knock him out a little bit. He's like, all right, we're going to go now. Lift him up. And they go outside. And there's Brother Blood and Mother Mayhem. Is this lady tied up? What's going on? Why are her hands behind her back? And these are obviously all of the followers. And then he passes out. And it says to be continued. Duh, because the season's not over with, dummies. And that's the end of the episode, you guys. And I'm telling you right now, it wasn't anything special. I mean, this show is pretty much like done. I mean, I think, yeah, it's canceled. It's not coming back, and for good reason. It's not good. This season even didn't start out great because I mean, it's just went to full CW mode. I mean, you can tell that they pulled back with the budget because the special effects aren't that great. The special effects weren't the best anyways, but I just wish they would have like taken the time and the care to really put into these characters. Like I've said before, if you pick a character that's got superpowers and you can't do the superpowers correctly, don't do that character. I'm sorry. And they went the latter. They picked characters. Most of their characters have superpowers and they don't use them, which is so stupid. I'm like, this makes no freaking sense. You guys, I mean, and it looks bad. And it would be okay if the writing was solid, but the writing isn't even solid. The writing is just plain old bad. All right, that's all I'm going to say about this because I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm just like kind of like over this season and the show altogether. I'm going to cover the rest of it because I think there's only like 6 more episodes left. So, but like I said before, this wasn't a great episode. This isn't a great season, and the show is just pretty much done for. So, all right, you guys, well, tell me what you guys thought about this. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think's going on and everything? Tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next Titans Breakdown review. You guys have a good week. Bye.